Good day. So I'm Geek Dude. So today I'm going to teach you how to install Stable Diffusion in your system. So basically, Stable Diffusion is a deep learning text to image model that generates high quality, realistic images from text descriptions. So basically, it's an image generator for AI. Okay. So to install it on your system, of course, there are specific requirements, prerequisites. So to begin with, so let's go to Google. So first, we need to actually install Git. So Git is a formal command line on which you're going to be installed in your system natively, where you can actually use the command Git to actually clone a repository. This is the only purpose. That's why we're actually downloading it, because the Stable Diffusion is actually on a GitHub repository. It's open source basically. So we download it. So again, um, we download it for a specific operating system. If we're running Mac OS or if we're running Linux. For my case, I'm running Windows. So we just click Windows. So I'm running a Windows 11 64-bit operating system. So we install 64-bit. So we download it and then install it. So nothing much you need to change your command. Just go next, next, next. Yeah. And then while that one is installing, so we also need to install Python. So Python is actually a general purpose programming language, which is basically it's a programming language, and at the same time it's a scripting language. Okay. So do take note that when installing Stable Diffusion, there is actually a specific Python version that you actually need to run. Okay, so for Stable Diffusion, you actually need to run natively 3.10 version. But for my, if I'm going to show you my system right now, so I have Python 3.11.9 running natively on my system. So it's actually on my environment variables already. So, so basically, if I'm going to install Stable Diffusion without installing 3.10, it will use the 3.11 as default. But the problem with that is that, again, the system will run, but it will have errors on your end. So it will not perform as it's expected. Okay, so we need to actually use 3.10 to actually run the specific Stable Diffusion installation for it. But right now I have 3.11. So later on, I'm going to teach you how to basically bypass it. Right? So how can you bypass the my current version of Python? So instead of you using the 3.11, you will use the 3.10. Okay. So let's first download the version that we required. So let's just find 3.10. Let's just find the the last version of the 3.10, right? Version. So we don't have anything here. So we scroll down for more. So we have 3.10 here. But I know there's a much more higher version of that. 3.10, 0.7, 3.10. I'm just scrolling here, guys. If you see it, sorry about that. So here one. So I know the last version of it is 3.10.11. Okay, doesn't matter with the third number has, as long as it's 3.10, you're good. So we download again. I'm using Windows 11 64-bit version, so I'm going to use the 64-bit version of it. So again, we install it in our system as well. So here is actually the most important part when you're doing installation for it. So again, as I said, I'm running my Python natively as 3.11.9. So if I wanna install 3.10 without affecting my native 3.11, I just have to make sure that this option is actually unchecked. Okay, so basically this one is actually uh, it allows you to run the 3.10 as well natively on your environment variables. So we don't want that. We normally with Python, um, systems get messed up. So it's a great language, but it's very hard to maintain. So right now, just do not check this part, because if you do that, it will actually conflict with your 3.11. So it doesn't really know how which one is going to be used. You can still do that with a specific command with your Python, but it's not recommended. Okay, so to keep it clean, we uncheck this and just install it. Right. So right now it's installing on my system. So let's check the Git. So Git is already installed as well. Okay. So to verify that my Python 3.10 is actually installed, so let's go to run and then type in app data percent and then go to app data local um, programs Python, and then yeah, there you go. You have your Python 3.10. Okay, and then I also have my 3.11 as well. Okay, so this one we leave it open because it's actually very we're going to need that need this one when we try to install Stable Diffusion. So basically we already have what we need. We just need to actually download the platform itself. So to do that, so let's just type in Stable Diffusion and then automatic 1111. So basically it's the one that is being called for. It's the name is actually the name of the system. I don't know. So, but it's actually a product of the Stability AI. So it's an open source. Okay. So here is the actual uh, GitHub repository for it, right? So to actually clone this repository, so we're going to actually need the GitHub bash command. Okay. So before we do that, let's try first to create a directory for it. So again, to make it clean. So I have here a stable diffusion already installed. I have stable test. Let's just open this one and just let's just because I actually tried it once or twice already. So let's just delete this one. Okay. Yeah, this one blank. All right. Now call your command. So we're not going to use the git GUI, but instead we're going to use the git bash. Okay. So it's similar. It's opening a terminal for you, like Linux, Unix, or Linux version of it. So we need to go to that specific path first. So by default, it's actually on your user data. Okay. So together, we need to cd /c/ the file path stable test /enter. So right now I'm all using this directory, right? So to have that repository copied on my system, so we use the command git clone space. Let's copy the GitHub site itself, repository, paste it, and enter. So right now I'm cloning this site. It's the repository of it. So I have here the program already. So okay, you already downloaded it. It doesn't mean you downloaded it's already installed in your system. It's not. So we need to do some specific task first, right? So here we got some batch file commands, and then some shell commands. Okay, for our use case, we need to actually install, not install, but use the command webui dash user dot path. Okay, if since I'm using Windows, if you're using Linux, you should use the webui dash user dot sh. Okay, but for my case, I'm going to use webui dash user dot path. Yeah, again, so if we're going to actually install this on my system, I actually need to um, change something on the batch script itself. Okay, so by default, if I do not change anything, it will use the 3.11.9 version on my system. So I don't want that. So right now, let's just edit it. So you can see it's just an ordinary batch file command. So we have to set the Python environment. So that's why this the app data programs Python, this one. You have to copy the path slash, and then we copy the executable, not that one, this one. Okay, and then save. So basically, this allows you to bypass using the default on my system, the 3.11. So it actually forces it to use the 3.10 instead. Okay, so we close that. Okay, so we close it, and then we actually run the command already. So we run the webui dash user.bat. So I'm not going to execute that. Instead, I'm going to use my um, git bash. Okay, so to run it, just use the command user.bat. So it's like a PowerShell command execution. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. I need to go to the specific stable diffusion table. Okay. Clear the screen again. So let's repeat that again. WebUI dash user.bat. Okay. So right now, as you can see, it's using the 3.10 instead of the 3.11. So my installation should be like normally should work, right? And so installing it, so installing the prerequisite for it. Okay. So while we actually installing that part, but yeah, I don't want to skip this part because I want you to see the specific there's a specific URL that you actually have to remember. Okay, and also the specific port that Stable Diffusion is using. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This thing takes a while, so let's go first to download a model. So it doesn't mean you have Stable Diffusion on your system already installed. It means you can already use the platform itself. You cannot. So you actually have to have a model to use it. So similar when you're using Olama, right? Olama from Meta. So you have to actually you install the Olama program, but doesn't mean you already have the AI on your system. You have to actually download the distilled models from Olama. Okay, so you have to actually have those models on your system, right? So for our case, we're going to go to Hugging Face, which is very famous for any. It's an AI community where you can actually download models for different purposes. So they have for images, they have for vision, they have for text to speech, the likes. Okay, they have specific use cases that models that you can actually download from here. Okay, so for us, I'm just going to need to download Stable Diffusion Stable 1.5. Right, so we choose which version that we're going to use. So let's download this. So as you can see, there's a download the weights of it from here. So I'll create a separate video for it explaining what's the uses of weights for this one. But right now we're just going to download it. So as you can see, 4.27 EMA only weight uses less VRAM, right? Suitable for inferencing. So right now we have 7.7 gig EMA plus EMA plus non-EMA weights uses more VRAM suitable for fine tuning. So we're not going to fine tune any model, so we're just going to download this one. Okay. So this is a very actually a 4 point. It really depends on your internet connection, but yeah. So let's hope it's fast. Okay. So right now, it's still installing um, the Stable Diffusion, but you can see it's already launching the web UI for it. Okay, let's just wait for it. So dealing with this kind of installation, it takes time, but yeah. So I did a lot of installation of it, trial and errors, because basically I really don't have an idea of how really this thing works. But basically, I was actually able to um, learn it just by researching it. Okay. Oh, so seemingly right now it's actually downloading this specific a default model, right? Similar what we actually downloading, but basically I'm using a checkpoint instead of the safe tensors. So safe tensors are actually much faster to run, but for this case I'm just going to use the checkpoint, okay? The checkpoint file that I actually download from Stable Diffusion. Okay, so if I go to that path, um, test, so models, so look for Stable Diffusion. Right now it's still downloading, so as you can see it says here put Stable Diffusion checkpoints here. This is where you actually need to put your all your specific Stable Diffusion models. Okay, so my model is still downloading. Okay. Yeah, it really depends on how fast your internet. So my apologies if it's quite taking a long time. So yeah. So during this time, let me hear your comments on what you think of this video, if it's helpful, right? Um, yeah. So um, this is my first time actually doing this kind of tutorial video for a specific topic. um, I hope to actually do more, right, in the future. So yeah, so apologies if I'm kind of stuttering. So it's kind of my like my first time. Okay, but yeah, so okay, so basically we already have the web already uh, launch. So okay, so right now my system, so it says okay, so you have the stable diffusion here, right? So you have a checkpoint, you have your image, generate prompts, negative prompts, and then I have my site. So right now it's just running on my local host, 127.0.0.1 colon 7860, right? That's the default port for the stable diffusion. Okay, so um, let's see how my model is. Okay, so it's already done. Let's open the folder. Let's actually copy it. Go to stable test, WebUI, models, stable diffusion. Let's copy it. Okay, so let's just close this one and then let's just restart it. So we can cancel the program by just doing Control C. Then we call it again. Revision. Yeah, so it's launching the web UI. And so let's just wait for it. Let's just close this again. Okay. Just me. Yeah. So it's really takes a while for it to launch, but supposedly it should be fast already when you type. So yeah, so it's already launched. So here, supposedly, I should have my checkpoint, right? So I'm instead of using this one that was downloaded by default, I'm just going to use this checkpoint one. Okay. So from here, you can actually already use your stable diffusion. So let's say create a photo realistic house, right? So let's generate. So as you can see, it's not really that good. It's because the model that we're actually using, right? So if you want to actually use a use stable diffusion, I would suggest you to look out for specific models that you want to use, right? For specific images that you want to generate. Okay. So right now, it's loading fast, right, for me, because I do have a good, not a good, but rather an entry level GPU. Okay, so when you're using stable diffusion, it's actually recommended to use GPU instead of CPU. You can still install stable diffusion in your system using a CPU, but you will really have a hard time, and it's the experience will not be good because it's really slow when it's actually rendering the image itself, when it's generating the image. So my suggestion is actually get a GPU for your system to actually have it run. So for me, for my case, I'm actually using um, let's go to performance. So I'm using actually an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4060. So this is just an entry level GPU. So if you want to have um, much more faster experience, but you can generate more images faster. So I recommend you get the like the 4090s or the 50 series, right? So if you have the buck for it, you have the dollars for it, right? So yeah, so right now, yeah, so I already installed Stable Diffusion. So um, this right now, this is actually running on your local, right? So as you can see, it's 127. So what if I want to try to use it outside, like externally, remotely on my another computer, my other computer, right? Using an IP address. So let's try to get my IP address first. So ipconfig -more. So right now, my IP address is 10.10.100.181. Okay. So if I'm supposedly by concept, since it's running on localhost, it should run right using my IP address, right? So just copy the 7860. It should run, right? Let's see. Okay, so it's not running properly. So even if I try to refresh, it's not running properly. The reason why it's not running properly because it's actually locked on to your local host only. So it's not allowing you to access it externally. So for you to actually enable to um, access it remotely, you have to change something from that specific batch file. If you can remember where we actually hard coded our specific Python path. Okay, so for our case, let's go back. So if we want to do that, let's just close this first, stop the job, and then let's edit this one again. So for you to enable to use your IP address, you just need to add this specific commands. Listen, okay? So when you listen, meaning it's going to listen by default on 0.0.0.0. So if we don't put any specific IP address for it, it's just going to use the default 0.0.0.0. So meaning it will whatever IP address that your machine has, it will be able to communicate with it if I'm going to use it from another computer. Okay. So that's one command. So what if I want to use it as an API? So you can actually use Stable Diffusion as an API installation. So um, to do that, you just need to specify API. That's it. Then you can actually use the URL, and then you can actually communicate with it. So if you have a specific system that you're just image generating, and you have a front end that you want to use, you can actually use it. Okay, I just save it again. Let's close. Oh, sorry. And then let's call the bat again. Okay, so you can see it's using the argument already. Dash dash listen space dash dash API. So I'll provide all the links after this video. I'm going to paste basically paste all the links where you can actually download Git, the Python, specific Python version, the GitHub repository, and then the Stable Diffusion. So yeah, and then the Stable Diffusion model, you can actually play around with it. So as you can see, it's already calling um, running on 0.0.0.0. Okay, so if I'm let's see if I can still use my local host, right? 127 0.0.1 colon 7860. Okay, I'm still able to access that specific website, right? But what if I use this specific IP address? So right now I'm already able to use it again. So that's how you actually install it. I mean, how you configure it to be able to be accessible externally. Okay. So yeah. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. See you next time.